Welcome everybody to my live chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall. We're doing our Weird Wednesday stream today. We'll be right back in a second. Just hang on. Alright, so we're up to speed now. Sorry for the brief departure there. What's up, Mr. Killy? Ponda is with us, as always is the case here. Got a little bit of lag.
Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. It's a weird opening stream today. So you go ahead and play h4, but that's not my recommendation. Just normal openings, but stuff we don't normally play, okay?
What's up, guys? Soltigo. What is that? Boom, goal. Snickers. I thought that was... I don't know what that was. What's up with the Snickers, man? Alright, it's time to get started here. Ponda is with us, and I'm ready to go. So we're going to be playing 5+3 through 7+3. It means you can challenge me to anything between 5 and 7 minutes with a 3 to 5 second increment. Our maximum time control being 7+3. Ponda. The Ponda is getting an encore. Hey.
Hey guys. So today is the Weird Wednesday stream. Tomorrow we have our subscriber stream at 6:30 CEST, 6:30 p.m. in the evening. So you guys submit games if you're subscribers. We already got one from Mr. Coffee. Thursday night, don't forget subscriber stream. I'll send you guys a message, okay?
So the subscriber stream on Thursday, you send in your games. We analyze maybe 9 or 10 games here together on the stream, and we can get into some detail on those games. So now I'm just going to take the challenges, and we're going to try to play. We're going to try to play unusual lines that I don't typically play. Scoble here is first up. I am accepting subscriber challenges first. We got the ambulances. The ambulances look like ice cream trucks. It's just a coincidence. Do you live in China? He's living here in Budapest. He goes to visit the zoo, but unfortunately there are no pandas in the Budapest Zoo. At least there didn't exist the last time I was there. Alright. I don't remember what I played. I probably played a Thursday stream, or sorry, Wednesday stream against Scobell. Not sure. But against e4, yeah, we can go really extreme here with the knight h6 first move. Bob, yeah. I just realized now you're in that mid-Atlantic region. That's kind of scary. The hurricane flow. It's flow, right? Florence. Okay, this is really a good opening, but I even have a friend in DC. I never think of Washington DC as a hurricane, you know, endangered area. But even that. Okay, so white played knight to c3. Kind of a good move. Most people react badly against knight h6. Scoble here, very sensible. Like everything else in chess, Mr. Killy, words are only words. It's actually hard to, it's hard to define what is theory and what's not theory. Something that's been played once can be considered quote-unquote theory, but for the most part, we're talking about like established lines that have a lot of games. This is not. I mean, when I play knight h6 on move 1, now we have a new move from here, bishop g5, contributing to the quote-unquote theory of this non-existent variation. f6 would really weaken my white squares too much here. So I have to play g6, I think. It's pretty much forced. Albeit it's bad. Alright, not a good position. I'm going to have to go back now. I couldn't come up with a better idea, though. This is an interesting new move, bishop g5. I mean, I can play knight to g4, but that's not going to help matters. I just basically lost time here. Hopefully it's not that bad. It's not good, for sure, for black. My only concern is being impaled by a fallen tree. Well, I mean, that sounds like you're living further inland, then. Anyone else go into periods of not caring and playing carelessly? Why don't you talk to our moderator, Soltigo, about that? That seemed to be his specialty for a long time. Now he's suddenly like morphed back into a different player. Okay, I mean, e5 gives him a space advantage, but I feel like in a way it kind of shuts down his whole opening the position for the better development kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I mean, it seemed like f6 was what I'd be playing for anyway with this rat type of formation with g6 and knight h6. So I feel like e5 released the tension. It's not terrible for white, of course. He has a space advantage and development, but I don't think it's as good as he could have gotten. You know, probably here he should somehow just make some sort of move that contributes to his position constructively. Instead of e5, just developing pieces, but castle's queenside looks off the top of my head like, you know, the most logical move. Clash Kid, what's up? Welcome, guys. So we're streaming. I'm going to stop a few minutes early today because I had something come up. We'll probably finish after 12:15 instead of 12:30. But most of the stream will be as usual. This is a really extreme opening. This is as weird as I'm going to play. On move 1, to play knight h6, it's dubious. But I've had some good practical results in blitz games. And a few otherwise. Alright, bishop f4, very good move. Keeping the pressure, not releasing the e5 pawn. Not releasing the tension too early. That looks good. You know, so if I try something like knight, I can't go knight h6. If I try g5, weakening my structure very badly. I'm thinking of playing knight h6 a second time. Is that a good sign? To play knight h6 a second time. Well, maybe knight d7. As weird as this might seem. I can play knight to b6, and I hope this is not too bad for me. I'm a little concerned about this. The evaluation of the e6 knight to b6. He did it. Didn't take him long either. Wow. That's quite a commitment. I thought he would pass on that. This is critical. I can't play queen d6, which it feels like I really need right about now. If I can't attack the d6 pawn again, we're going to have problems. We're in desperate measures territory here. I've got two pieces that I can't get out. This bishop on c8 and the knight on g8. But I can play f5, perhaps, like a Dutch. I'm looking at bishop g3, f5 with the idea of knight f6. Dramatically weakening my king side. One day I crossed over my peak internet rating. What? So you can't tell that's not normal by more than 100 points. You mean you're saying there's a lot of variance in the ratings here? Particularly if you're playing any kind of fast time controls. Alright. How bad is this? I guess there's still a chance I can develop with b6 and bishop b7. We've got serious problems here. And I'm not talking about my chair. I don't mean to play like totally absurd stuff. It's time for the first bomb cloud opening here in the stream. Against you, right? Because you're going to get black again, Clash Kid. Oh, Bob's comment about playing seriously and playing for fun. Okay. Well, it really depends on what you want to get out of it. I mean, if you're an aspiring tournament player and you want to improve as fast as you physically can, obviously, you take every game seriously. As far as like USCF games online, I think that the Internet Chess Club had this, you know, for maybe like rapid chess or something. Not the long games. Perhaps chess has it too. But yeah, I was thinking actually the other day I should just forget about my normal rating and try to play some rapid tournaments or something. I don't have time for the longer tournaments now. But maybe I could get my rapid tournament rating up to, you know, something kind of cool. I think I could be pretty good at rapid chess rating wise. Looks like Scoble's kind of panicking here. Okay, knight takes b2, knight takes d5. He has shots like that. Now I'm thinking maybe king d8, king c7 would be like a path to freedom. We can also castle or put my king on g7. Strangely enough, this isn't that bad for me. Knight takes b2, knight takes d5 look kind of disturbing. This is my main plan. Very deep. Oh no, oh my god, I totally missed it. That's embarrassing, in your face moment from Scoville. He just comes back to d3. I think I'm like winning. Oh, that hurt. That really hurt. It clogs up his position a little bit. FIDE used to have rated games online unless they stopped. Well, I mean, FIDE has the website, you know, the FIDE Arena. But almost nobody plays there. Yeah, there are people. Don't get me wrong. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like a very, very small percentage of players. I hope this works. Knight takes b7. That seems like it's going a little far. If you could represent any country, what would it be? I always had this fantasy of like playing on the Olympic team for some like island or something. It would be cool. I've been to Bermuda several times, so, but it's not very cool to be like, you know, they have no players, and it's like the only thing you get to do is play one Olympiad, and then your team like sucks, so it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Here we go again. Queen b4 yet again. Yeah, there's titles. I played this guy who was an arena grandmaster. His like over the board rating was 2100. But actually he turned out to be pretty good, and he gained a lot of rating points very, very quickly. So maybe it wasn't so unrealistic. Let's not count our chickens till they hatch, right? This isn't over yet. There's got to be a better way to do this. 8 seconds left and I have all this time. He still managed to maintain that pawn on e6 that cuts my position in half. It's pretty irritating. You guys are funny, Bob. Alright. Well, I mean, I don't know what I expect here to have forced win when I'm facing this pawn in my face. What do I do? If I do something funky, he's going to be playing like knight a4 at some point. But maybe that's not a problem. I mean, I could play a5. That's what I'm thinking about here. If I didn't miss anything. The real question is how to get my rook in the game. Yeah, he did do it. And once again, I think I didn't calculate that much. This is going to get kind of messed up. Wait, as like c3, he resigned? He timed out. So c3, he's still alive. He doesn't want it to open up. Apparently black's winning. This wasn't a bad plan, actually. c3, queen a3, bc4, ba4. I mean, it's not obvious at first, you know, how we're winning directly. But the plan was to get the b file open, more or less, and open lines for the rook. This is funny. He still has queen b2. I would have to literally go away, setting up rook b8 with a big advantage, like winning position. Eventually, this pawn will fall. You beat the #1 player in Sri Lanka in classical over the board, but that's my biggest achievement in chess. If you don't mind me asking, it's nice to know that you're democratic. No, you did. It's nice to know that that we're democratic here. So, Chess Fun. I'm curious who the highest rated player in Sri Lanka is. Actually, how strong? Yeah, I don't I don't want to ban somebody like that. You know, he's only been harassing me for forever. Let's see, queen d6. Yeah, this looks good. Alright guys, let's move on. You know who's from Sri Lanka? Hikaru Nakamura's stepfather. Originally. But I mean, he lived in the United States basically most of his life. The S villain. I'm not supposed to play you because you're not a subscriber. Alright. We'll let him in. We'll take the subscribers next. Who's up? So we had no subscriber challenge. Oh, we had Bob. No, Bob, you'll be next. Sorry about that, Bob. That's what you get for paying attention to the trolls. Weirmantry. Yeah, Weirmantry is the only one from Sri Lanka I can think of. Player that I know, I mean. I guess Sri Lanka is a fairly small country, so. But I mean, with the popularity of chess in the region in India, I would think that even Sri Lanka would probably benefit greatly, you know, or the smaller countries in the area, Bangladesh, would probably, you know, see an uptick in chess in general because chess has been so successful in India. Here, look how many players there are. A lot. The World Junior. Every tournament in Europe is filled with lots of players from India. I mean, it seems like there's a massive popularity in that region. Will I ever visit India? My friend Sebe Attila plays there a lot, actually. You know, so I would definitely consider it. But I'm not traveling anywhere, except back and forth from the United States to Europe at the moment. We had this yesterday against what was his name? My friend Attila just plays everywhere. Now he's in Iran, playing in some tournaments. He's like one of the most active players I know. I really don't want to leave my king in the center here. We had a game like that yesterday. It was like compensation for white. This is very similar. It's almost like Mr. Killy is copying the guy from yesterday, essentially. I guess I can take with a knight on d8, if nothing else. The juniors are brutal, dude. I mean, especially with the Indian players. But I don't know what the deal is with the ratings in India. I mean, it seems like... Do you guys have, like, a national rating that's different from FIDE, or do they just use FIDE ratings? Because it does seem like a lot of the Indian players come out with these really underrated Indian ratings. I mean, underrated FIDE ratings when you play them. They're like 2050 and they're playing like masters. But I guess that's the case with all the young players everywhere, all over the world now. Just getting better and better more quickly. But I wonder what the Indians used before the FIDE ratings went down. You know, it wasn't that long ago that FIDE changed the rules so that they made the rating system go below like 2,200. I mean, until like 1995, there was like no ratings for men under 2,200, and then even until like 2000 something, I mean, I think there was not this like established rating system. So they must have had their own rating system at some point, I would assume, in India. FIDE started at 2000, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of countries gave up their rating systems when FIDE started to have to lower their standards, so to speak. This is pretty well played by white, but he's got a very bad structure. I mean, he's managed to make this almost work, but I still like black even after everything's said and done. It's like a Nimzo, though I do have a little issue with my development here. Alright, so there's lots of factors. The b6 would be good, but he has like bishop c4. Maybe I should consider this, containing his knight on b3. We've got to have a plan, though this move seems a little bit slow. I'm just keeping him contained. King e7. It's a universally useful move anyway. Damn, dude. I'm just hoping that his pawns prove to be the larger problem. Now I'm thinking of b5. Maybe bishop b7 followed by knight c4. This is kind of awkward, man. I mean, the knight's coming to c4. This is the kind of position that I could really excel in if I had a little more time. Let's throw this out there. It's probably a bad move. This is bad. Darn. This is just a game where I need more time. It's a sophisticated structure. A lot to think about, really. This might have even helped him, to be honest. Like, that his rook has this access to e3 now. It probably helps. Okay, he doesn't have the d file, so there's different factors. But he's playing extremely fast here. Rook c8, he just plays that. My a6 pawn's hanging anyway. I hate when people play so darn fast. Okay, it's 5 plus 3. What are you going to do? Knight c6. He's got knight c4 followed by knight e3 now. Another tempo move. I have really no clue what I'm doing. This is probably one of many second-rate moves. Most are legacy systems from back in the time when travel was slower. We've had a lot of players watch the stream from India. Mr. Killy's playing really well here. He seems like a pretty good player. I don't want to take that knight. I mean, it's just too strong. The bishop becomes too strong. But I have other issues too. Rook c8, knight takes b6, rook takes c3, perhaps. This is just trading too many pawns, though. But I don't have a better idea here. Looks like knight takes b6, rook takes c3, king b2, and it's close to equal. And I let him trade pawns. I didn't really want to do that. He also has knight d5 check if he wants to try that, but I think it loses a pawn. Might not be the safest move. Yeah, that seems best. But now where do I go? You know, this is kind of awkward. But the question is his bishop better than my knight? And he's got 3 minutes? Dude, he's like playing like a genius in this game. Friendly upon people of all what? Alright, Bob. Don't even start with something weird. So knight b7, we got the pieces in the game. He could have played knight d5 check there. I mean, seriously. That bishop's looking pretty good at that point. After take, I have doubled pawns. He's attacking my a6 pawn. It's hard to keep his pawns blockaded. And this isn't a bad move, but he's actually got to be a little careful now. He slipped a little bit here. On paper, I have the worst structure. Or do I? Well, he has 2 Isolani, 3 Isolani. Yeah, I guess not. I have this doubled pawn. It's not that bad. A couple of isolateds and a doubled. He has 3 isolateds. So I have the bigger pawn island there with those 3 pawns together. I guess I still think that's better for me structurally. But just move your king and you're fine here. King c1. Do I have anything? Rook c8 maybe doubling? I basically have no time now. This liability. I think under the circumstances he played really well. Just yesterday I was with Rustin Ponomaryov. Wait, who is that? Arain22? But wait, I don't understand. So you're from India and yesterday you were with Ponomaryov? But like online, you mean? Ponomaryov's not like physically in India, is he? I mean, it's possible. Great player. So, tough game, guys. Oh, you're streaming with Ponomaryov. But on what chess site? Like a chess site? That's cool. Rook on b to c8. Okay, what are you going to do? You got to play something. c3. Ooh, he's not doing that. What's up? Wow, sacrificing the pawn there on a6. Rook takes c2. The problem is I can't play anything to follow. Like, okay, there's a bishop a2 check that does nothing. I'm about to lose on time. That's pretty nasty. But we do have good focus here. Very little time. We were in a motel watching Pokemon. That's awesome. Mags is cool. He sucks at chess, but he's cool. Come on, man. Give it up. Now we've got something. Finally. Convenient check. Alright, so bishop a2 check. Arsenal is best, Baleful, Bob Sakamano. So Bob is the next subscriber in the stream. Yeah, not everyone has a personality cut out like me. Right, Bob? B3. I've been doing chess commentary for basically 20 years. What is 2018? Yeah. I've been doing commentary, streaming, you know, banter games and all kinds of stuff of that type, really, for 20 years now. So, hopefully that gives me an edge. B3, D5. The one thing about this position that bothers me is, I guess, the E3 move. I seem kind of confused about it. No, the E3 I can play E5. Actually, yeah, we have a move against everything here. I don't know what I was talking about. Against knight F3 I like bishop G4. Against bishop B2 I like bishop G4. Against E3 we play E5. So there's no problem, kids. Did you ask the position of Yasser as commentator? Yeah, I go way back before Yasser. I mean, Yasser, actually, it's interesting, Yasser being a commentator. When did that start, anyway? I mean, it fits his personality, but actually, you know, I don't think really he started that until relatively recent times. Yeah, B3, I don't know. It's not an opening that's worked well for me. I've lost a couple bad games with B3, and I've done well against it. Yeah, so I don't have a huge respect for it. Rook C1 and bishop takes H3. You mean his rook was just hanging on H3 all that time? So, Omenu, thank you for subscribing. I'll keep trying to pronounce your name. Didn't Yasser get the old guy to donate all his money? I have no idea how that came down, you know. What got Sinkfield involved? Maybe it was Yasser. I have no clue. Like, so F3, here I guess I'm playing bishop F5. There's some interesting lines here. With the gambit, with E4, D takes E4, Queen E2. Jababa has played that. It's not really sound. But I think Yasser has a natural talent. You know, he was always well-spoken. As far as actually commentating, maybe he started that like when we had the U.S. Championship in Seattle in like 2001. Because Yasser, wasn't actually playing in the U.S. Championship. He was more like a guest, and so he got a gig. Gave him a gig. Eric Anderson, who's another not billionaire but really really wealthy guy, who helped to sponsor the U.S. Championships there. I think that's when Yasser started getting into the commentating angle. Okay, e3. Let's just develop our pieces. I guess e3 is certainly not a bad move. It's more sound than e4. Oh, it's anonymous backwards. I thought it was something like... I'm so idiotic, really. It's ridiculous. Alright. Why do you have to tell me that, man? You could have kept me in the dark. But it's not anonymous backwards straight up. That's what threw me, you know? If it was straight up backwards anonymous, I would have figured it out. It's just that it's like a few letters are reversed or whatever. It was too much for me. Too much for me to figure out. But thank you for that. So Yasser, yeah, that's post Seattle. I mean, that's when he got into it. He had already basically never played, dude. He was always super protective of his rating, and his status. And so even, you know, when he was still fairly young, Yasser basically almost never ever played. That's why it's like the only grandmaster from the United States I've never actually played a tournament game with. It's almost impossible to get paired with Serwan because he literally plays in no tournaments. He would play like one tournament a year just so he could like stay like technically active or something. Alright, I don't know. This is kind of a bad move, actually. Bishop g6 feels like a waste of tempo. But Yasser's one of the few people that has a good skill for commentating because his English is excellent, you know. He's very well spoken. And I don't mean his English is excellent like he's not a native English speaker. He's absolutely, you know, American born. But, I mean, he might have been born in another country. I don't know. But I meant from the perspective of, like, he speaks English with a very intelligent style, you know, like, isn't very common with like, average people. He sounds very elegant when he talks. Relatively elegant, you know, compared to the average chess commentator. Falkbeer did some work for Inside Chess. Yeah, the old days. I had some games. I had some losses published in Inside Chess. I don't think I ever had a win published in Inside Chess. Alright. So Bob, the Bobster. The tension here is nice. I like maintaining this. It's almost like a freeze. Like it's frozen here. Where there's this line across the board here, the line of demarcation, and we're not allowed to cross. It's like a standoff or truce. The Bob Ross. But even when he was young, Serwan was very careful, like about his, what do you want to say, like about his reputation, and he didn't play many tournaments. He was always very selective about his activities chess-wise. You played Yasser twice. Wow, that's like a world record. I don't know about this move, actually. We could even play e4 here, maybe. I don't think I ever played in a tournament where Yasser was participating, let alone like played him. I'm too new school. I mean, the dude just wouldn't play in open tournaments, period. And And even the international tournaments were very selective. By the time I started playing chess, he was like this mythological creature already. But he's lived on a reputation. He's legit. He plays exhibition matches with Michael Adams in Bermuda. That would be like the extent of what he's done in the last like 15 years. He played him once a five. Oh, okay. I played him some blitz games on online. Yeah. I didn't count that. I mean, I was talking about like real games. I'm pretty sure I can't swear on it, but I'm pretty sure I think I might have beaten him one game in blitz. At least I flagged him or something. Knight b5 instead of c6 was tempting. I thought like that was tempting right away. Yeah. Knight b5. I know what you mean though, JCS. The threat of knight b5 here was possible. I was actually thinking about e4 for white. Now it's too late. Maybe I should break out. That's an insane move, dude. Knight b1. Not insane, but... I mean, I played knight g8 last game, or before last game, with my knight on h6, so... But you're white. Bob is obviously uncomfortable about his knight on c3, blocking his c-pawn. The classic Veresov quandary. Do I play chess every day? Well, unfortunately, I don't. I mean, I'm doing something with chess almost every day, but I'm not always getting a chance to play. Oh, you think he meant knight h5? Oh, snap. That's a different story. I didn't consider knight h5. I'm looking at the weakness of e3, thinking about that here. I just didn't consider knight h5 because I feel like my position is just not, you know, really well developed. What am I going to do, you know? What would Yasser do? I like Yasser's style a lot, though. He's really got an inspiring, beautiful style of play. Very positional. Great with space. I mean, his heyday was really before I got into chess. So, like the early 80s. The end of the 70s, the very, very late 70s, early 80s. I mean, when Yasser was young, that was his prime, essentially. Who knows how far he could have gone if he had been more active, you know? But you get the feeling from his whole personality, you know, that he's not that, like, wildly competitive. I remember being at the U.S. Championships in 2002, and he was willing to sit down with Hikaru and play some blitz. But Hikaru was, like, you know, one of the best blitz players even back then in the world. And Yasser still got the better of him. You'd think, like, Hikaru was so fast that, you know, it would overwhelm Yasser, but Yasser's strength was still more important than Hikaru's speed. At least back in 2003 or 2002, whenever it was. Yeah, I think that Yasser likes playing Crazy House because he doesn't have to put his ego on the line with the normal chess. He wants to play, but he doesn't want to put his reputation on the line. And so by playing Crazy House, he can get to play, he can compromise. I also think that's why a lot of grandmasters play Bullet. You know, they can be like, well, if they lose, their ego doesn't get damaged. Nice move by Sarawan. By Bobby Sarawan here. We're talking about Yasser, and then Bob makes a move. All right. I want to keep it closed so that bishop doesn't get in the game. I'm playing Bob. No, Bob's played very solidly here today. Closing it up himself. I'm not playing Yasser. I never would have noticed. He could be taken down, Yasser, tactically. It's easy to play against Saruwan because, you know his strengths very clearly. I'm not saying it's easy to play in general, but at least it's not like he's this multifaceted player. I mean, he's really just extremely strong positionally. And if you can, obviously his technique is good. But, if you can swindle him, you know what to do. I mean, you gotta swindle him tactically. That's all there is to it. You're not gonna outplay him strategically or in an endgame or something, I mean, it's in that respect, it's easy to play against him. Should be a mate here, really, Bob. 94. There's no smothered mate? There's no smothered mate, right? Wait, why is there no smothered mate? Knight e4, knight takes h4, knight f2 check. King g1, knight h3 check. King h1, queen g1 check. This works, does it not? I mean, obviously I can take his queen if I want to and then go back for more. Let's do that, just to make sure. Sacking the rook was my first plan. But Bob made this very easy for me. How do we get on this Saruwan thing anyway? Alright, Arsenal is best. Guys, I normally take the subscriber challenges first. Sarah Bob. Anyway. Sierra Bob. But I like Yasser. It's a class act. This kind of person is good for the game. There's never been a question about that. He's always respectful. He's not, arrogant to people. Some grandmasters find, weaker players to be kind of, I don't know. They come up to them and they ask them questions, and then the grandmasters are dismissive and they feel like these people are bothering them and stuff. But Yasser never behaved like that, which is cool. I mean, he seems like the kind of person that could be arrogant, but he chooses not to be, which is, I think, very impressive. One inaccuracy. What? One inaccuracy, 4 mistakes, 1 blunder? What? Did I miss, forced mates at the end or something? Are you serious? I'm supposed to play unusual opening. Sorry, I messed up, guys. You got me distracted with the Saruwan talk. Alright. Kind of slow today. What's going on in the chess world? 35 viewers. We only have 3 challenges. It's a slow chess day. Tomorrow night I'm doing my subscriber stream. Yeah, Bob, I'm surprised there was that much going on in that game, to be quite honest with you. It just didn't seem like there was anything special going on. Chess Fun said you should have asked to have Yasser's position as chess commentator. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. I don't dress well enough. You just need to wear, suits all the time. That's his secret. The best dressed chess player from the Americas, at least. I never saw Yasser wearing casual clothes. It's funny. Could you imagine Saruwan wearing a tracksuit? He looked like Borat or something. Queen c8. You know, if you want to play bishop h3, go ahead and be my guest. I'm kind of sad about it because my bishop is putting a lot of pressure on the long diagonal. You like the Magnum PI for Sarah? He's kind of he has a little Tom Selleck in him.
You mean the championship of St. Louis? Is that what you're talking about? It's coming up soon. The championship of St. Louis. But the real U.S. championship ceased to exist.
All right. Knight a6. No, Sarwan is excellent player, but you know, it's kind of sad that he stopped playing actively so early when he was still relatively young. I mean, I feel like you're robbing the chess world of your talents when you do that. I guess he had to make the man has to make a living though. All right. Queen d1 or queen d2? We're on the knight, but black has d5. This is a problem, no? And that protects his knight and everything. Wait, when is the St. Louis Chess Championship? D5 here. Wait, did that already happen or something? What state is St. Louis in again? Yasser seriously has a 200 IQ? I have no idea. Well, I mean, he's good at chess. I don't know what his IQ is. I never really heard him talk about other stuff. Oh, it was already in May. Okay. That explains it. I'm kind of out of the loop here. I went to wait a second. Oh, I went to the US in May. But that was at the end of May. Actually, the second half of May. I didn't follow that US St. Louis Championship. Shanklin winning, but it wasn't earlier than May. It wasn't like April or something. I mean, yeah, Shanklin was impressive. But that was when he won the Continental Championship, or whatever it was, down in South America as well. Yes, so Shanklin had several good tournaments in a row. I just blundered. It was like a simple hallucination. Alright, after this I'm going to get back and focus, and we're going to be playing unusual openings again. Arsenal is best, dude. He's like pretty solid, man. He played d5. So what's your story, Arsenal? I want to call him Arsenal fan. He's like the rest of you guys, underrated. This is a relatively new account. No, he's got lots of rapid games. Very, very correct the way he played d5. He jumped right on that, equalizing. Do we have something here? Not really. Even now. Those beautiful bishops just do nothing. Arsenal fan was here, what, yesterday? We'll just have to rely on winning on time again. Okay, yeah, where is he supposed to go? Maybe bishop f6 there? I guess this is still good. You could play f5, keep him contained. No, f5. The bad bishop that could. Now still he can play bishop f6. Oh, look at that maneuver. He's 1400 came up with that. Darn, dude. You're not allowed to play moves like that anymore. Alright, we got the exchange. Whew, the space finally did something. Damn, he had another defense. Dude, how are you 1400? I mean, you see more than I do. This is crazy. We have compensation for the sacrifice pawn. That's all I can say. I mean, I can't really go beyond that. 1453. This is ridiculous. I'm so fixated on people's ratings, and he has a defense to this too. I was planning on playing bishop takes b7, but it doesn't work. He basically preempts all my moves. He's 1,000 in ultra bullet. Something's got to give here eventually. He has a terrible mouse. No, he's finally in trouble. He'll find a way out of this too. Okay, this bishop on b6 is a problem. He's a tough point, man. I'm sure that black was better, clearly better. He was up a pawn. I just kept missing stuff. Focus mode. Something about my style makes it easy to stay alive. But I'm hard to kill. You know, that's the point. It's still not mate. 96. I don't have the killer instinct. At the same time, I don't like to die. Alright, so Baleful. I'm supposed to play Clash Kid. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't see you're down there. I saw it, but it was like in the back of my mind. We're playing the subscribers first. We got plenty of time. Got an hour and 15 minutes left. Alright, now I don't have to worry about playing a weird opening because you did it for me. But, I mean, h5 or h4, these are pretty extreme. The Panda loves it.
What's up, guys? You know, I do subscribe to this. This is my favorite move, and because it looks like a piece of bamboo. You know, if you didn't know that, that's an important trivia question. When I see the h4, it's basically reminding me of a bamboo stalk. And it just makes me think of home.
Alright. The bamboo attack. h4. It's just like a stalk of bamboo in the side of the forest. What are we going to do? What's the best way to exploit h4? I have no clue. Something central. You blunder when you're tired. Yeah, just don't play while you're tired. And you gain 200 rating points very easily. But I do think that's important. If you think you're tired, there's really no sense in playing. And I've done it a lot myself. But that's the time to watch some videos or something that's like less labor intensive. There's like this voice outside. It sounds like it's on the roof. I think there's just some lady like downstairs, but the sounds carry. Okay, d4. We had a similar game the other day, right? But let's just go with c5. You basically just played h4 in the Queen's Gambit declined. Lichess should implement round-based tournaments. They're a lot more fun. Seriously, sounds like this women are on the roof. Alright. I really don't know, Clash Kid, why they don't. I think that one of the reasons is like this whole arena thing is kind of the flagship concept of lichess. So I'm not sure they wanted to just turn into just another chess site. That's their, as I said, flagship concept. Or maybe maybe they're too lazy to implement it. I don't know, but they've done a lot to make the site better. I mean, it's improved incredibly in the last like 2 years. But I mean, everybody's been calling for multiple formats for tournaments for a long time, and it never seems to happen. I'm sure they have their reasons. I mean, I think they probably don't want it to just be like every other chess site, in a sense. Maybe it's hard to integrate it. I don't know. New tournament formats into the code. I have no clue. I'm just trying to think of excuses why they didn't do it. Alright, so. But even without it, lichess is awesome. The arenas are fun, but, you know. Alright, I'm going to close the structure. We try to win a pawn here. With the grabby, greedy move, queen b6, the greedy grabber. He doesn't have this knight c3, queen takes b2, does he? Well, that may be a critical question. If he does have that move, that would be the choice. Honestly, that's kind of complicated. Knight c3. I have lots of options. There's knight takes d4, queen takes d4, and queen takes b2, all of which seem playable. It's a lot to calculate. Permission to post one of my recent games. You should subscribe to the stream and submit a game for tomorrow's subscriber stream. They'll have 2 arsenals amongst the subscribers. Because in the arena, it's not about playing good chess, it's about playing the most games. No, I posted my video from yesterday's stream. I basically lost one game where my computer or something lagged, and right at the end of the game, from a pawn up rook ending, and that cost me the tournament. You found the move. I could just play like d8, but then he's like gonna do what? Castle kingside with the pawn on h4. Well, he plays it like a kind of gambit. Actually, he's gonna lose his d pawn. Seriously, what does he do after rook d8? And just protect our pawn. If you're feeling adventurous, you could castle queenside here. But to be honest, I mean, my pawn chain is this one chain over here, and I'd rather have my king hiding on that side of the board long term. Yeah, I agree, Clash Kid. I think that arena should exist, but there should be other formats of tournaments as well. But I think that's the consensus amongst most players. There could be various tournament formats. There's no reason there has to be just one. Why does there have to be just one? So, what's up in the chess world this week? I have to make a chess video a little bit later. I was covering games from the Russian Super Final. I'm kind of running out of games to go over there. So I'm looking for something new. I didn't really notice any interesting tournaments lately. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm more than open. So if he can't drop his d pawn here, I mean, that's pretty basic, right? What's going on? Queen takes d4, double attack, queen takes d4, knight takes d4. Just good for me. That was an awkward situation. I mean, what's he supposed to play there, actually? Like bishop e3? Okay, I mean, what do we expect from him? He had to play the pawn to h4. He's doing the best he can. This wasn't a normal opening. He played h4 on move 1. Now bishop d1, only move. And he's still alive and kicking after this. This is not a move that you should spend a lot of time on. So I totally disagree. This compromises your structure. This is a whole different ball of wax. After knight takes f3, you have other problems now. You know, you're not just a pawn down, but you have like permanent structural defect. White has some kind of microscopic compensation. I don't think so. Not really. I'm having a conversation with myself, basically, while I'm thinking about the game, just a running commentary. Yeah, okay, his development is more... He has 3 pieces developed to my 2. Well, the knight on a4, you could almost argue is just bad. In which case, he doesn't really have a qualitative development lead. Computer engineers hate when normies made suggestions. Norm. So the real threat is knight c5 in a sense. I mean, there is no threat. Improving the rook. Bishop takes a7, rook a8, clearly. My rook wasn't great on d8 anyway, just barreling into a d pawn on d5. He should play h5, perhaps. Try to play h6. And then my knight on f6 is a little bit messed up. If he plays rook g1, bishop d4, this type of stuff, I mean, it almost feels like white has legitimate compensation. But I mean, ultimately, his structure is a huge liability. Okay, I know that it's not a serious opening. Clash Kid is up next. We left him behind yesterday. I mean, last game yesterday. So, I complained about my second place finish in the viewer blitz in the Ponda Arena 2 yesterday. I finished second. I didn't play that many games. I only played like 9 games, and the first and third finishers had 18. Now it's, speaking of Ponda, he might have f5. I guess I'll just absorb it. You know? Let him undouble his pawns. I would have liked to have stopped it, but bishop d4 is a problem. I just have to let him play f5. I could just put my king on d7. But this is huge because he undoubles his pawns. I mean, he does have a little bit of compensation here. This is a tough move to play. To trade my own bishop for his bad bishop. But his bishop's going to be like worth 1,000,000 points on d4. Now how do you recapture? This is a messed up position, man. Putting my king on this file where his rook is. Doing these counterintuitive things, letting him play f5, trading off his bad bishop with my good bishop. All because I'm up a pawn, I can get away with it. The lag gate. Yeah, good name. It was lag gate. Kind of like now. What's my lag? I mean, my lag is 76 now. Why was it so high yesterday? Maybe I ought to trade this while I still can. And I didn't want to help his rooks develop, but at the end of the day here, I mean, we're stopping f5. I can protect e6. He's done a good job making the best out of this. But objectively, he's never been okay. Now, knight e2, knight d4, he could try like for a Steinitzian sort of knight on d4. I don't like this as much. Now, in one sense, it makes sense that basically trading knights is probably to his benefit, reducing my winning chances because rook endings are, all rook endings are drawn. That's what they say. On the other hand, these pawns are really, really ill. Maybe he needs to play h5. I'm threatening rook c4, which looks game over. Yeah, but he's never going to save this. It's just too many problems. The f4 pawn is... Alright, he can take his chances in a rook ending down a pawn here. 4 against 3 concerns me a little bit. That's how I lost the tournament yesterday. No, that was 3 against 2. Maybe I ought to hold on to the g6 pawn. We really should be winning this rook ending because my passed pawn is so strong. I'm not sure if I really want to go there. Wait, why don't I take on h5? Take, check, king up. I gain a little king position. He takes on h7, I take on f4. Then he's got to take time to actually... That's a lot of time. He's got to actually take the time to play rook takes h5. In the meantime, my king is better placed. Plus we're like on the 7th. Essentially, I can create 2 connected passed pawns here. Done a really good job of hanging on. Material is equal after all that. There's more to life than material, right? Oh no. That was ugly. We were probably winning all the way, but at least you could try king b1 there. b4. It's lost for white though. It's too slow. Okay, Clash Kids up next. Thank you guys who subscribed. This weekend, hopefully I'll get the donations ticker working so we can keep track of all these donations we're getting. No draw. But I mean, I think the white was always lost. He did get back to equal material. Weird openings. I promise to play weird openings today. I never play the birds. I have a pretty bad feeling when I play f4. I don't know. It just feels like my king's weakened for no reason. But it always transposes to like the closed Sicilian, you know? I mean, that's the thing that bothers me the most. I have no interest in playing the white side of the closed Sicilian. And I do this and I feel like, okay, if he plays c5, then all I can do is transpose to that. You think he's doing the black pieces thing on purpose? He's requesting black. It's like a special command. He's gonna be mad now, though. I mean, we don't know what black's gonna do here. I guess g3 I like better. But this, like, you know, this way I can play it like a Nimzo. So this actually feels kind of natural for me. Grob. I don't play the Grob. That's one opening I just can't deal with. It just feels too weakening. I'd rather play h4 than g4 on move 1. You click the middle button, it's random color now. It's impossible, dude. That you've had how many blacks in a row now? I think that somebody like is trolling you from lichess. Maybe you complained about having black too many times. They're like, all right, if you're gonna send us a message about that, we're gonna make you black for like the next 100 games. All right, the heat is starting here on the roof. Classic Nimzovich position, colors reversed. I get this with black all the time. The debate would be b3 or d3 here. If you hear a weird sound, that's the ventilator. Ventilator. That's Hungarian for fan. Ventilator. Are you sure there's only 2 colors, Bob? Now it's starting to look like pretty classic. You know the thing that bothers me, if you do something like d3, black can actually play knight to b4. But I guess that shouldn't really be a good move for black. Another move would be knight to g4. Why are all these weird knight moves possible? It's pretty much straight up Rubinstein, Nimzovich, colors reversed. I remember I had this against Josh Friedel like a million years ago. Our first game ever. It must have been like 1997, or I can't even imagine when it was. It was literally like 20 years ago when Josh Friedel was like a teenager. And I was white in something like this. And then he ended up with like the 2 bishops, and his white squared bishop started to get kind of scary on the long diagonal here. Somehow it stayed on the board, and I traded my knight off, and he had this unopposed white squared bishop. I ended up winning the game, but it was really... I knew that it wasn't that good for me. Now this is definitely bad for black. I'm just going to play this simple chess. How bad is it for black is the question. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe he can hold it, just that he's got the bad structure. A hole here at c4, the doubled pawns. On the plus side, he doesn't have a bad piece, and the white squared bishop is traded off. Zen Chess, thanks for subscribing. So, and Josh was able to do f5. I don't know when it could have been. It was really like pre-2000. Yeah, I mean, it had to be like 1998. 1997. If you don't know who that guy is, he's an American player. He's like a 2500 GM. But I'm just trying to think of games where I've had, you know, against decent players from this exact type of structure. That's one of the few. I think I might have played B3 against him on move 1. Not too many of those that I've played. My friend Alexander Manea of Romania, I've told this story before, but he has a funny way of describing like threats. He says menacing things. And he's like, "What do you menace?" I said, "I menace this." So I'm menacing this. If he plays F5, I'll be menacing this here. Menacing this. Queen F3 is it looks like I'm out to like attack him on the king side, but it's actually about stopping F5. Yeah, this is the point, man. You're not allowed to play that without losing material. This is my whole idea, and you just did it anyway. GM Martin Kessler, can we play a rapid game after that? I just asked you guys get in the list here. I mean, there's a queue for players, so he's in the list. You would you'd be the 4th on the list. There's a good chance, you know, I would play that game, but I have to play Zen chess first, so I'm not sure we're gonna get to that many games. We'll see. I'm going to play as many as I can. There's another pawn with check and take F5. You know, the question is check, king H8, queen takes F5, knight D5, knight to E3. Some things are more important than material. On the other hand, I have to be careful my queen doesn't get trapped. Maybe the check is still a useful move. But I don't necessarily want to take the pawn on F5. So knight D2 getting to C4 is possible. It's very important to think proactively about what your opponent's trying to do. In this case, you know, rather than blindly taking material, letting him get in here, I'm focusing on, you know, keeping my 1 pawn advantage and then being able to meet this threat of knight E3. You play the Nimzo Indian Grand Prix. It's like the Roman Gingiashvili repertoire. But Roman, of course, one of my influences. You know, I'd already defined style before I had any help from Roman, but he never sold me on the Grand Prix. I'm too much of a hardcore Sicilian player to play the white side of the Grand Prix. When you play the black side of the Sicilian, there's certain systems that you start to hate, like the C3 Sicilian, Grand Prix attack, the Rossalimo. You know, it's hard to play those things against your own opening. You know, not that many Sicilian players can stomach playing C3. Tarika says, wow, I'm next. I've got to play Zen chess first because he just subscribed, but you would be after that. Looking for funny tactics like 95. So we're just a clear pawn up. That's the recipe for disaster, though. The attitude of like, oh, I'm a clear pawn up. Just always look to improve your position. No matter how good it is, it's not good enough until the game is over. Alright, Clash Kid sacrificed the pawn, but never got quite enough yet. It's a strong piece there. There's no doubt. It seems like crazy to self-pin. You know, I just realized that my bishop has seen better days. This also will dominate his knight on d5. So I'm taking the 2 rooks if he discovers. Well, it's mate. I mean, he basically can't give me his rook on e8. Everything is in order. You bought Dvoretsky's Zen Chess's endgame manual on Chessable. Well, that's interesting. Dvoretsky's endgame manual is in Chessable. But I mean, it's like, wouldn't that already be like chess-based territory? You would have thought like chess-based would have been all over that. All right, the time is time is a factor, but we're getting the knight off of d5. The thing's been owning me for a while. So like Chessable has the license for that book, or what? Just they have a permission to do that. I could have played bishop a5 there. Okay, he just dropped a piece. No, he didn't. What am I doing? So stupid. Does anyone know what I'm doing here? Alright. It doesn't matter. This looks very good. Weird is spelled wrong. Weird is the hardest word to spell in the English language. Under 6 letters. I checked the six letter table base recently. Oh no. That's going to be hard to defend against. But he still found a way. Check, check. Duck, duck, goose. Alright. I'm going to have to lead the stream a little early, so I have like 45 minutes left, basically, guys. I'm going to play Zen Chess, Tyrakus, Guess Martin Kessler left. Might not have made it. Oh. In the future, is it possible to just donate $5 a month for sub benefits? I want as much money I send directly to go to you, and not taxes and crap like that. Excuse me. So, I was gonna say something, but like break myself. E4. I mean, that's a great thought. I really appreciate that, Anonymous. E4. Black again. I played knight h6 today. I'm running out of weird openings to play. Maybe we'll have to do something like substandard on the second move. I can't just keep playing first move weird openings. And Zen Chess is pretty strong. Always the dirty tricks in the end. No, but you were... You know what you should consider, Clash Kid, in the opening? This is this weird pseudo-French I've been playing off and on. You should consider playing like knight to b4 when I played... What was it? d3, I guess. You know, essentially trading your white squared bishop for my white squared bishop out on b5 rather than letting me trade bishop for knight. I've in fact played bishop takes c6 unprovoked sometimes because I was scared people were going to play like knight b4. Literally. And the other move you have is like, not sure if it works, but you could play knight to g4 with the idea of bishop f6 trading off my bishop on b2. Okay, this is a very strange French. It's not supposed to be good for black. But one of our subscribers, Yobatis, occasionally plays this. We discussed it a little bit. It's kind of like the knight h6 thing. It's not a good opening, but you can get away with it. And if white isn't really paying attention, he could get a bad game. This is a good move, just maintaining the tension. I think there's actually a Spassky Portish game like this, where Lajos played this. He was very young. I mean, it was an early Portish game, but he got slaughtered. Spassky just like put his bishops on. Spassky just put his bishops on the good squares. Weird Nimzo, Nimzo, French winnower. JCS Colorado Gambit. I've never played that. That's a little too much for me. Well, you can play a6, yeah, Clash Kid, and stop the whole bishop b5. So this is just like a cross between the winnower French and the Nimzovich. I guess I have to play f6 at some point. I don't know what else I'm going to do, but it doesn't feel very effective here. Okay guys, I'll send out a message for the subscriber stream. So if you guys are subscribers, tomorrow night I do a stream where I just go over games. It's usually like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes per game. If you submit a game to my handle on lichess, send me a message on lichess to Sparkle Horse. I can bring the games up during the stream tomorrow night at 6:30, and we'll go over those just for the subscribers. Tarek has re-challenged me to 5+3. Thanks. Cool. Good idea. That'll allow us to play more games probably. So Tarakus is next. Then Pichu. Martin Kessler. Who's Martin Kessler? Why is that name familiar to me? Is that a real life person? It's not a chess player, is it? Yeah, bishop e5 seems best. I keep forgetting I'm playing Zen Chess, who's pretty advanced. He's like 2100. And the average player I face here is probably around 1800. So sometimes I'm thinking like everyone is 1800. But Zen Chess is tricky. So speaking of the last game, Clash Kid. Oftentimes I play Petrosian, Queen's Indian style with like a6 against the b3 type of setups. Alright, he just took on f6. That makes a lot of sense actually. I feel like at the end of the day, you gotta take with a knight, I guess. So backward here on the file, though. The other possibility is to take with the queen. I mean, pawn takes is, you know, it doesn't lose by force, but it looks really kind of ugly. This is strong. I've got really bad allergies from the park across the street. There's all this pollen in the air, or whatever it is. Some kind of plants. Usually it subsides at the end of the summer, but it's still not quite gone. I have these sneezing attacks where I'll sneeze for like 3 minutes straight. Fortunately, it hasn't happened on the stream. I really don't know which way I want to recapture there. I mean, pawn takes has an argument, you know, that I would control e5 permanently, but the downsides would be, where do I put my king, namely. You're above average, dude, yeah. You're 1900. Lichess average seems to be 17, I would say. At least, well, for my stream, which is pretty advanced. I mean, most people don't watch chess streams. The average chess player probably doesn't even go that far. They just play, you know. Now my bishop on b4 is like totally redundant. Actually, yours is much more... I would think yours is more relevant, you know, taking here to get the e5 square. I can take on c3, give up my bishop to get the e4 square, but the point is important. You know, this is strategic concept that he has the square forever. Essentially, I can't attack e5 with a pawn, but White can always move his knight and play f3. It's like a Stonewall Dutch theme. So I can give up my dark square bishop and take and like stick a knight on e4, but ultimately I can't maintain the knight on e4, whereas he can more easily maintain a knight on e5. That's why White is just better here. The lichess pool. Pichu said that most casual chess players play on lichess. Well, I mean, there are a lot of people who don't know about it. You know, they just find chess.com because it's like dominating the search engines or whatever. They probably pay Google, but if you can find your way to lichess, I think they would stay. There are other older chess sites like the Free Internet Chess Server. I haven't been there much in years. Now what do you do? Yeah, bishop g5 makes a lot of sense. But maybe I could turn this against him. Essentially, I think you should play bishop takes, c6 now. You didn't find lichess until 2017, JCS. I didn't find it until 2016, early 2016. I mean, it didn't exist, I guess, until when? 2015, 2014? Wait, actually, it's older, isn't it? When did it start? When was it launched? Does anybody know? It's older. Does anybody know the launch date of lichess.org? (2010). Wow. I figured like 2012 or 2013 or something. Queen d3. That's a nice constructive move. Looking for discoveries and tactics. They're just not here. If I take, he takes back with the pawn. This is kind of what I was talking about. What I'm talking about. But I don't want to go backward. Do I have anything with knight b4, some weird discovery? We can hold off on that. It's going to be like knight b4, bishop takes d7, knight takes d3, bishop takes e8, I lose a piece. That's good. That must be another sludgy. I don't have a sense of humor. I'm just a grumpy old man. Bishop takes c6 right away. Taking all the tension out of the air. Well, Zenchess is gonna lose material. No, he's got queen e3. Oh, this is getting weird now. We've got tactics. Oh. Oh no. Queen e3. Rook takes f3. Doesn't work, but I have queen g6 first. Queen g6, bishop f4. Let's not make a mistake here. Queen g6, bishop f4. Rook takes f4. Queen takes f4. Rook f8. Doesn't work. See, the whole thing I was illustrating is coming to fruition here. It's gotta be something. Come on. Give me a pawn or anything. The 95 is coming, and there's not gonna be any love for me after that. I feel like I'm just going into it like I know my fate, and I'm just accepting it here. Maybe queen g6 wasn't the best move. This is Pichu's point, and I think he's got a point. You know, if I'm gonna be facing this anyway, let's not put our queen in the firing line, the line of fire, whatever, firing line, firing squad. Guys, I gotta go in like 30 minutes. I'm gonna play Pichu next, but that would be the maximum games I could play. So don't anybody else challenge me. Rook takes f4. I wanted to play. Yeah, basically I lost the tempo with my queen. Could have been doing some other constructive move, but now I have to worry about 95. Bishop b5, does that do anything? Force him to play rook e1. Not really. His bishop on g3 is like, plus he's menacing, Alexander says, he's menacing my c7 pawn. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to play Tarakus first. What do you menace, Dennis? Stop menacing me. Queen g4. Rook f7, not a good idea. Nice strategic game by Zenchess. Can't find the tactic. I'm just looking for things that aren't there. I mean, I don't know. I just played the lamest move ever. I don't think the bishop b5 is really useful. But the rook c8 is pretty lame. It's a terrible move to have to play. I just saw my flag hanging, couldn't find a normal move. I'm trying to get my queen trapped or something. Bishop b5 with a purpose. Maybe it's defensible. I don't know. Trying to be materialistic. Something like queen a3 for white here with better position. There goes my mouse again. I mean my lag. That was basically what happened in the tournament. Oh no. Help yourself. No, you're not allowed to do that. Alright. I'll take a draw here. I'm down a pawn. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I offered to draw down a pawn. I thought I was equal. Oh well. Anyway, you have a doubled pawn. It's probably a draw for real. I normally like to be correct, not offer draws when I'm losing, but I mean this isn't losing. You're better, obviously, but it's still probably a draw. Okay. But I really thought it was like equal pawns. You didn't know you were up a pawn, neither did I. Alright. We got the light from heaven coming down. People are starting to wake up. Guys, last games here for today. I've got to go in basically 25 minutes. We'll try to play these last 3 games if I can. As quickly as possible. Unusual chess openings. The material tracker. He's pretty fast, actually. Nice game. He's clearly better. A5. The reverse pawn. We need a name for that. The crab. We used to call it the crab. Basically, you know, I call the H4 the bamboo, but traditionally in seafood eating countries, the H4 on move 1 is called the lobster, and A5 H4 is the lobster and A4 is the crab. But this is the crab reversed. All right, Panda, thank you for that. Thank you for a very enlightening discussion and explanation. The crab defense, E4, A5. Taking you out of book on move 2. Actually, move 1. Half move 2. I was gonna say, like, do pandas eat crab and like seafood? Would that count as, would that destroy their non-carnivorous diet? Like, would a panda, like, if it saw a dead crab lying there, would it just throw it away or something? A starving panda, would it eat a dead crab? They can't digest meat, right? They're like, they have they have some kind of issue genetically. Wasn't it something like pandas were sort of like without any other food for a long time? That's how they became so dependent upon bamboo. Oh, is C3 really a good move for me here? Lions will die rather than eat grass. That's pretty sad. So, there's a disagreement about pandas' ability to be carnivorous, apparently. Do they eat people? If it's prepared in the right sushi restaurant. Alright. This panda prefers bamboo to crab. Lobster. The other name for H4 is the lobster. And that's an unofficial name. I don't know where I heard that. But he prefers the vegetarian name for H4, which is the bamboo opening. The bamboo stalk. Yeah, I'm basically doing nothing here. It's pretty lame. I hardly refuted his setup. We've only played Taricus once. Poached crab, brushed with olive oil. Making me hungry, man. My food's sitting like on the table next to the computer. Just looking at it. Pretty brutal. Alright, queen b6. Take toward the center. This does open up his bishop though, so there's something to be said for black. Increased our preponderance of pawns in the center at the price of opening up his bishop. Okay, it's martini time, guys. It's what always happens after 2 hours. I feel a little lightheaded and woozy. So we need a plan here. Dropping pawns is always good. Dropping pawn does. Just throw it out there. Bishop e3 not working. Taricus is 1469. He's got the tricky rating. But he's playing pretty well. He's got the lie there. That fake 1400. But he's really 1694 or 1623. Don't underestimate the 1600s. Bob, you're scaring me. Illegally harvesting crabs. There was like a big sign there that said no shellfishing. Area closed due to contamination. And Bob was like filling up trash cans worth of crabs. A herd of crabs. You're gonna get a lot of crabs coming with a hurricane, man. So prepare yourself for dinner. Crabs don't even like travel in packs, do they? A pack of crabs. This is getting silly. Alright. I gotta finish these last games quickly. I can't play 4 more games. We can probably play 2 more. At the outside. But Taricus is doing nothing well here. Do I hear any sort of commitment from black doing something like b4? Loosen your position a little bit. Bishop c6, d5. I might be able to snap that pawn off. I think he's just not paying attention. He missed that pawn. He wasn't looking for tactics. This is a second pawn. That's gonna be decisive. It's alright, Tarkus. Don't worry about the blitz game, man. Don't worry about the blitz rating. The longer time controls are more important. You gotta be a good player before you're a fast player. I think people put too much emphasis on trying to play fast. Take your time, focus on the longer time controls, and the stronger you get, you know, the better you're gonna get overall. The blitz can come later. So don't judge yourself by blitz. It's not the way chess was meant to be played, really. Focus on the rapid and the longer games, and it'll really improve your game in the long run. Crab platoon. An armada of crabs seems more appropriate. Why? Yeah, Bob has prepared. There's a major hurricane about to hit like the southeast Atlantic. So Bob has to be prepared for a large influx of crabs, probably. Very, very soon. Just remember, Bob, watch out for those signs, you know, the no shellfishing signs. They're there for a reason. They're not just there to mess with you, man. The water, it's really contaminated, you know. Contaminated crabs are not healthy to be eating. The crab armada. There goes the king side. Now he has to play. Nah, I don't know. That's it. Too many weaknesses. Spoiled the crab soup. You should take them and get them tested. You better boil them well. Alright. So, I'm not going to play these last two games, guys. I'm sorry. I got maximum 2 more games. I got to leave a little bit early. Normally I stream till 12:30, but I had to move an appointment this morning. So I'm scrambling for time. We're going to bag it at 12:15. It's almost 12 o'clock now. Okay, the crab attack. Something different. Knight A3. I've never played this before. But how bad can it be? There was a guy in the United States, he's probably still around somewhere, Jack Young, and he was a master, a national master, who wrote an article called, well, a column called Bozo's Chess Emporium. And Jack probably, you know, I would guess Jack probably had classified this. Knight A3 must have a name. This is right up his alley. He would really play things like this. It's like a Queen's Indian. I mean, and sometimes you can put the knight on A6 in the Queen's Indian. Makes sense, not to get in the way of the bishop on B2. But Pichu's copying me. You've never heard of polluted saltwater crabs? I guess like any shellfish can be polluted, man. You think the crabs have more immunity to that as opposed to like scallops and oysters and shellfish? Maybe they do. Maybe they do, sir. I don't live in crab country. You know, New England isn't really famous for our crabs. I'm splitting my time between Budapest and Massachusetts. And in the Northeast, we have crabs, but for some reason, they're not as plentiful, or they're not traditionally used in cooking as much as in the Southeast United States. So that's a factoid. If you don't live on the East Coast of the United States, you might never know that crabs are not as popular in the North. Oh, that was in California. Okay, Bob. I figured you were in the crab country. Maryland. Baltimore. Annapolis, Maryland. Crab capital of the world. Alright. We get on some weird conversations here. Anyway, guys, last 2 blitz games for today. I don't think I'm going to finish in time for 12:15. We got one more game against Cast. He has established rating. Just bullet. I'm normally not playing people like less than 100 games. He's probably like a grandmaster. Alright. Oh, man. Pichu is too good. He beat me quite a few games lately. This knight on c4. It's killing me. My queen doesn't have a place to go. I guess we'll throw in a4. Kind of a weird move is knight can jump in here. But I didn't like b5 coming in an inopportune moment, let's say. No, I mean, this is just equality. Neither side has a significant edge here. Monterey chicken. Where was that in a menu item? In a restaurant? Chili's. That was it. Back in the day. They might still have that. Is that a real thing or just something Chili's made up? The sun is getting a little bit in the stream here. Sorry about that, guys. We have a tactic? Yes. Yes. We can win a pawn here? Oh no. It works. Or it doesn't work. He has some insane counter threat. Dude, does this work? Bishop takes c2? Bishop takes c2, queen takes c2, knight b4. Winning your pawn back. Maybe he has something else in mind. Maybe he has some counter pressure. Did that tactic actually work? What are you guys talking about? Not a lot of options there for protecting my booty. Okay. Nasty pressure for black here. I seem to be able to hold it together just about barely. I finally found something. Queen d5, bishop c4, bishop d3. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, you're not referring to Toilet Noggin, because that's a different guy, isn't it? Or you think he has a different name? You think that Happy Cactus is Toilet Noggin? Donator of 105 bits? Is that a different person? Arsenal fan, you came just for the end of the stream. I've got to leave in 10 minutes. Tomorrow night is a subscriber stream, guys. I'll try to send out a reminder to everybody not to miss it. Please send me games. via Sparkle Horse on lichess. Oh, okay. Bob, you know, you focus a little too much there on the trolls, buddy. That's probably our other friend. There's got to be a connection. It's good that he played the move that I thought about. Then I don't have to think. Luckily. Simon Williams, ortho. Ortho pillow. Great. Well, he deserves the attention you're giving him, Bob. Absolutely. Toilet Noggin is not a troll. But I do think it's kind of a weird name. But I'll take the donation. And I appreciate it. Even if you have a weird name. You're talking about yesterday's game, Arsenal fan? Or wait. We didn't play in the tournament, did we, yesterday? Or did we? No, I forgot. Alright, now we're gonna just bear down. Bishop d5, he has some compensation. I mean, still, an exchange is an exchange, so we'll take it. There is a problem, though. We're making Hikaru a face. He squishes up his face, and then he, like, looks up with his eye. How much compensation does he have here? The yearly lichess blitz tournament in 6 hours. Well, this was your first tournament game, Arsenal. Okay. Now, we have to be very careful. What if I give the exchange back? Just to be up a pawn in the ending. If he plays his cards right, that could be problematic. Let's try not to give the exchange back. I keep having this terrible feeling I'm like blundering here. You know that feeling when you thought you blundered but you didn't? You almost have like a little shock that goes through your body as you let go of the piece. I hate that. It's the worst feeling. Wow, that's subtle. Crafty defense by Pichu here. Man, this game's taking forever, dude. Such a tenacious defender. Eventually I could sack the exchange back. Okay, technical position. The wrong way to recapture there, probably. I hope this isn't a draw. Oh no. Guess it's just a draw now. Played like a grandmaster. Still ending, just whatever. Let's just play another game. Last game for today. That game just took too long, man. Okay, unusual opening. Last game for today. I never played this. C5. Another weird move here. D takes C. Probably not that good. Oh, this guy we don't know anything about. This is great. I'm supposed to leave. Well, if it's like fishy, I'm gonna just quit the game or something. It's ridiculous to speculate on the last game. I was like winning. But I need to go. That's the problem. So I can't really concentrate. Alright. Totally bizarre account here, brand new. I normally don't like to play people like this. It could be a computer or something like that. It's only got bullet games. That's disappointing. I didn't really want to end the stream like this. The final position is just a dead draw. But I was like winning 100 different ways before. He has 100 games? No. He has 8 games, and that doesn't count as chess. I regret that I played this game with this guy. I wish I had played someone else. Someone with a real account. Now he has to go back to D7. It's probably not so bad for him, actually. I don't have a discovery. Knight D4. Bishop D7, you see? You can predict his moves, almost. Can't allow him to play E4 favorably. No clue what I'm gonna do now. Let's just play this. I can just resign and end the stream, which is probably what I'm gonna be doing in a minute. Time to go, guys. I gotta leave. So that's it. We'll just give this one up. Played the weird opening, but now black's better. He just has more space. I don't think this guy's gonna make too many mistakes. I don't know what the guy is, but it's not a thing I do. I don't play people who have like 100 bullet games. I didn't mean this would be like the last game for the stream. I wasn't checking. I assumed it was like just a normal account who had games. Just off for a draw. There's no point in continuing this. Alright, let's go on, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. So, it'll be 6:30 p.m. CEST tomorrow night. Subscriber stream. Red Horse, I'm out of here. Sorry, you keep challenging me at the wrong time. Yeah, his play's untouchable. There's no reason to try to beat this guy. We will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in and joining the stream. I'll be back tomorrow night with a subscriber stream from the Panda. We'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for playing. Okay, nice game there, buddy. Laters. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Soltigo. Thanks for everybody. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.